من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى
our high-stakes blinking contest. Is Iran willing to risk regime collapse? And is the US willing to continue to put maximum pressure on the Iranians and take the economic consequences that the global economy might have to take?
Well, good morning, Jonathan. I have to be careful what I write on my X feed because I never know what you're going to read back to me. But I stand by that. I stand by that comment. I think that as we dive deeper into what's happening in the Iranian economy, and also the other piece of this is the fact that since they haven't been able to get product out of the Gulf since the blockade began, they're starting to fill up their storage on Karg Island, and they're going to wind up at a point in a matter of days. They might have a week or 2 weeks, but I think it's a shorter period where they're going to have to start thinking about capping wells, and that's not a good thing. That could really do permanent damage to their oil reserves, and they have the second largest oil reserves on the planet. It's one of their great strengths. That's going to be a decision point for them. So I do think that the pressure that is building on the Iranians, they have to restart their economy. They need to turn their internet back on, their stock market back on. But most of all, they need to start being able to get product to market. So if these days go by, they're going to have to make that existential decision you described and make a choice between economic collapse and potentially preserving the regime.
Victoria, do you have confidence that this is a logical kind of regime in Iran the United States is dealing with in the matter of financial collapse being enough of a threat to really bring them to the table? And I ask this because so many people have come on this show and said their goal is simply survival.
Well, I would never call them rational, Alicia. I think that they are right now very cornered. You've had the decimation of the 40 top leaders in the first day of this action against them, and so they're still trying to recover from that. Nobody knows where the supreme leader is. He's been supreme leader, Khamenei, for more than a month. And he hasn't even published a video greeting the Iranian people. Famously, he was a cardboard cutout at the announcement of his appointment. So, this is not in any way a stable, normal, functioning government. They also can't communicate. They're worried that the Israelis are in their cell phones, probably for pretty good reason. And so they're passing notes back and forth. And that's part of the delay in the negotiations. The president wants to make sure he has somebody with the authority to make those decisions at the table. And it's not clear that person has emerged yet.
One difficulty and one reason why a number of strategists have been really pessimistic is they don't see a path to an end that leaves the Strait of Hormuz open, free trade and commerce going through that, and the current regime in place. How do you see this playing out in a way that brings the Strait of Hormuz back to sort of the free flow of commerce that we were familiar with a couple months ago?
Well, I don't think we're going to return to sort of business as usual in Iran. I don't think there's a universe in which the regime can reconstitute itself as it was. Right, I would go back really to early December of last year and the kind of control it was able to exert over its people. And this will be a very fluid period. And I know that's disruptive and concerning for a lot of folks. But at the same time, the other thing that's happening to them is they've stopped being able to pay the salaries of their security apparatus. The IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, that's the key to their being able to control the country physically, is stopped paying its people, and their police are stopped being paid as well. So that's going to create more disruption within Iran. And as the people of Iran realize that what's kept them down is the 30,000 in January maybe aren't as loyal as they were at that time. Quite simply, they're not being paid. So I agree, this is going to be very fluid. We're going to have something different on the other side, and hopefully maybe like as the United States, if that weakened entity is not able to assemble the same kind of power the old government of Iran was, we'll be able to establish that too. It's something about going straight to ensure free passage.
Victoria, just a final question, just briefly, if you can. You've worked with the President on high-profile foreign policy issues. There's a comfort in this market right now that the President's committed to de-escalation. In your mind, what would it take to return issues to hostility in this market right now?
It would take a provocative action by the Iranians. President Trump has said that is the last resort from the beginning. It would take a provocative diplomacy repeatedly to resolve this issue, that if the Iranians make a horrible decision, and they don't have a great track record generally to resolve horrible decisions, then I think you'll see the reapplication of American money.
Victoria, thank you. Always appreciate your time. No doubt we'll catch up again soon. Victoria Coates of the Heritage Foundation. That is the situation that most people in this market ultimately I think we will avoid and set the race with.
And that's the reason why every extension of some sort of ceasefire discussion has been rewarded in markets, even if it's up their sign of when that will actually begin once again.
Equity futures pulling back from all-time highs here. We're down by 0.5%. Tesla in focus. We'll catch up with Ben Callow of Baird with Tesla set to triple full-year spending. Plus your highlights got your morning movers. Service now falling on slumping stocks. Their stock is down by 13% from New York City. The Russian Bloomberg TV spending. Plus your highlights got your morning movers. Service now falling on slumping stocks. Their stock is down by 13% from New York City. The Russian Bloomberg TV. Thank you.